Hello, consumers. I first want to thank you for taking the time to listen to me speak. We are experiencing something unprecedented with the pandemic unfolding, and I'm aware that we're all dealing with anxieties and worries right now. We worry for our health and the health of our loved ones. We worry for our jobs and how we will stay afloat. We worry about our mental health as we isolate ourselves. Most of all, we wonder when life will return to normal. These are trying times, and I appreciate that you are looking to learn about a new issue when you have so many on your mind already. However, the consumption of meat and dairy containing overused antibiotics is an issue that you may find particularly important, considering that this issue could lead to our current pandemic situation again in the future. The consumption of meat and dairy from large corporations is at the heart of this issue. Most of us buy what is readily available at large grocery stores like Meijer, Kroger, or Walmart. There shouldn't be an issue with purchasing meat at your local store, but science has shown us that there is. What you may not know when buying meat is that most of the brands sold in big-name grocery stores contain antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Scientists and health professionals are becoming increasingly worried about resistant bacteria in our food, and we must listen to their warning. On industrial factory farms, animals are so close together and live in such dirty conditions that farmers have to pump the animals full of antibiotics to keep them healthy enough to grow up for slaughter. I don't want to bore you with facts and figures, but if you're not well-versed in biology, here's what you absolutely need to know. Bacteria reproduce constantly, and when their DNA is copied, there can be mutations in the offspring. Mutations can be good for bacteria, because the antibiotic is not designed to fight the mutated form. They keep mutating against each antibiotic until nothing farmers give them can kill the bacteria, and the result is completely resistant bacteria in your meat. They are the bacteria that have resisted every kind of antibiotic thrown at them. It isn't radical to say that these kinds of bacteria could be the cause of the next pandemic, because they can eventually defy every antibiotic we have. The mutation of bacteria is also capable of making animal-infecting bacteria able to affect humans and cause disease. Although we don't have all the information, it's possible that COVID-19 resulted from a resistant virus transferring from an animal to humans. Antibiotic-resistant bacteria is a plausible way that a virus like COVID-19 could infect humans again, and the farms that produce these meats don't want consumers to know what their practices are capable of causing. I recently watched a documentary called Cowspiracy that showed how good meat and dairy industries are at hiding their practices. The documentary isn't entirely about the antibiotic-resistant bacteria we're talking about now, but there is a section where a scientist discusses the lengths to which animal agriculture corporations go to hide their practices, and there are many other scientists talking about this issue as well. Dr. Thomas Frieden is a former director for the Center of Disease Control and Prevention and is currently the CEO of Resolve to Save Lives, an initiative to prevent epidemics and cardiovascular disease. He understood the risk of drug-resistant bacteria when he said that, quote, "If we use antibiotics when not needed, we may not have them when they are the most needed," end quote. The knowledge and understanding of antibiotic-resistant bacteria are what we all need to prevent another possible pandemic from beginning in the future. In these trying times, science and scientists will be our heroes. If we are informed, we are empowered to make the decisions to protect ourselves and everyone else from untreatable diseases. I could not call myself an activist if I didn't implore you to listen to the science surrounding this issue. Making a change in the way our food system operates is not an easy task, and it requires all of us to make changes in our daily lives and make our voices heard. The knowledge of this problem is all you need to start the transformation. The best thing you can do is go vegan. This completely eliminates your risk of ingesting antibiotic-resistant bacteria and helps the environment in so many ways. But I understand that being vegan is not realistic for some people, so buying local meat from small farms or simply looking up store brands and understanding how they are raised before buying is the second most important thing you can do. It's so easy to Google the brands you buy and quickly find out how your meat is produced. If we all made this small change, the factory farms infecting our food and therefore possibly infecting us would be forced to either stop selling or change their ways drastically to get customers back. If you take the time to understand the origin of the meat you buy, you won't ever have to be afraid of what's in your meat, and you can help prevent viruses like COVID-19 from infecting our population again. In this sense, it's a moral choice to buy antibiotic-free meat to protect human health. We can never know what's coming in the future, but this is one way to protect your future. The knowledge of the dangers of antibiotic-resistant bacteria and how you can look for safe and healthy meat is all you need to make a difference. The choice is up to each individual, and if you make this change, we will see a future where we don't have to isolate again or be worried when we need to go to the store. We'll see a future where we can go see our parents, grandparents, and immunocompromised friends and not be worried that we're putting them at risk. We will see a world that is healthier and not afraid to speak out about the things that compromise our health. Our individual choices will create a future where we can all be together, unafraid of things like COVID-19. Thank you for listening.